What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Team Sweat Football Manager save. We are pretty much just a couple of days after we just got promoted in the save. Obviously, it was probably yesterday that you saw the video where we got promoted. And I just wanted to give you guys, I guess, a recap of the season because we didn't really go through it that video before pushing on through the summer for this season. So to start with, we obviously had a great start to the season. I didn't expect to get promoted. I kind of was half joking about getting promoted back-to-back because we did good against a few teams in the Vanarama National League and against the League 2 teams whilst we was Vanarama South. But the season started off brilliantly. We beat Fylde, we lost to Swindon, and then we just went on a mad streak. You know, just a few draws in there, but narrow victories, 1 goals, 2 goals here or there, you know, not too bad at all. We then lost to Port Vale and still came out of that brilliant run, you know, win, draw, win, draw, win. Then we hit a really rough patch and we ended up going from first for like most of the season down to 6th and then back up into the 2nd spot. So we got a loss and then a loss, a win and a loss, another win, couple of draws and another win. So not bad form there. Like, you know, out of 4 games, two wins, 2 draws. But then you can just see here, look at that, a loss, a win against Harrogate, another loss. We're losing like Chorley as well, like 19th in the league when we played them. Really should be a game that we win. We lost to bottom of the league, Sutton. That's 2 bankers that we should have won and could have been the difference between us getting promoted through playoffs versus winning the actual title. We then beat Torquay, 2 more losses in a row. And then the form turned around, and that was mostly because of a tactical change. We actually made the tactical change around the Torquay game. It took a few games to get in. Who have we got? So we got Bolton and Whittaker. Yeah, so this game we definitely started them both. This game we didn't. So the Torquay game was when we switched back into the 4-4-2, and I'll show you the tactic that we're going with in a second. We did get, as I say, a couple of losses again against Wrexham and Hartlepool. And then for the rest of the season, I mean, you could just see it. It was just win on win. Big win against Dulwich, Macclesfield, Barnet, Woking. You guys saw these games live in the last video. The 2-2 draw of Aldershot, win against Halifax, the 1-0 semi-final win against Fylde, and then the 3-0 final win against Chesterfield. I'm so glad it wasn't Swindon. If Swindon made it through, I don't think we would be in League 2 right now. So the season had a lot of ups and downs. In terms of the league, look, you can see here, we were first from very early on in the season, you know, about 15, 20 games in for the longest time. And then we came all the way back down and then went all the way back up and we were first. See, it's got us there. I mean, it says we're first at the end there. We obviously weren't. In terms of the player stats for the league, sad, very sad that Terrell Whittaker didn't finish top scorer. When you've got appearances, Barnes and Whittaker obviously at the top. In terms of goals, Samuels finished top scorer with 26, Terrell Whittaker with 25, and then the next few people 19, 18, and low from there. We don't have anybody else in that top spot either. But Whittaker as well, much like us, he had a banging start to the season. You know, he scored 10 goals in 12 games. And then had a really rough patch. You won't even see it in his form now because his form the last 20 games hasn't been terrible. 10 goals in the last 20 games, which is respectable, you know, really respectable. Didn't score in the last 3 games. Only needed 1 there out of those last 3 to get the golden boot. But he generally had a great season. In terms of the tactics, like I say, we switched back to the 4-4-2. Everything just started getting a bit messy. You know, we were playing with this formation here to the start of the season. Whittaker went on his bad run. Because Whittaker went on his bad run, we ended up putting someone in at cam to try and support him. And that's where it carried on. Just then, instead of Whittaker being on a bad run and the team still winning, the team started going on a bad run as well. I ended up changing back to the 4-3-3 like this for a couple of games. That didn't work out very well. So we eventually just went into the 4-4-2, this formation here, to try and get just more crosses into the box. You know, like this game, especially at this level, is really dependent on breaking down the wings and cutting it in. And then Asante obviously has pretty good capabilities for target man, but the partnership of Liddell and Whittaker, Liddell's got brilliant stats for the target man. So that's the formation we ended with. That's also the formation we're going to go into in the next season. So we're going to try and find players and buy players and sign players that are completely built around this setup. In terms of the squad, there's a few players I need to improve dramatically. Josh Barnes has to be improved upon. He's not a very good goalkeeper in the slightest. We desperately need a better keeper. The fact that we managed to get promotion with him in goal is crazy. Freddie Barton's very good, although what's his natural fitness? 15 natural fitness, 10 stamina. He does get quite low in stamina quite a lot, but we also have Brad Burton as a backup for a right back, and he's another quality right back. So we've got two quality players for the right back spot. Seddon obviously won't be with us come the end of the season, so we're going to need to improve the centre back spots. Darren Rye is brilliant for the centre back spot because of how well rounded he is. He's been in the team all season, but his natural fitness is so low. We've got to improve on him. His mentals are good. We've got to improve on that. But then Zamora is absolute banger. So brilliant left back. Would like a good utility defender to help through the season. We then got Ollie O'Neill. Great potential in him, but not really the greatest. Obviously, he's got good physicals, but his stamina and strength are terrible. He's got good crossing, but the rest of his technicals are terrible. I feel like we can definitely improve on him. And if we want to have a season where we're not really fighting for relegation or to stay away from relegation, I feel like we're going to have to improve on him. But Asante will actually be the starting player so far in terms of our best squad. Much better physicals, much worse technicals, but his determination and his work rate make him just a brilliant player. He just works well at this level. We've got Will Wright in the midfield, a very good, well-rounded player, and he's a no-nonsense fullback, but even as a midfielder, he's got good stats for us, so he'll get more game time as long as we can keep hold of him. And Jaden Harris as well, an absolute brilliant player, very well-rounded, good physicals, good technicals, good mentals, like a really cool player there as well. Kieran Evans, definitely one that we need to improve on. Mostly, his stats in general are actually all right. He's got 14 corners, 14 dribbling, 13 first touch and technique, 14 balance, 13 agility, and 12 acceleration. It's just his pace that's a little bit low. His natural fitness is a little bit low, so he's always tired towards the back end of games. And then Liddell and Whitaker are very, very good. So our first 11 is we need a better goalkeeper. We're going to need to improve on the two centre-backs, and I probably need better wide midfielders, right? Especially suited for the positions that are going to be playing. I need good physicals and good crossing. That's kind of like primary goal for me. We then got a decent bench. Brad Burton is a good backup. I don't think Kellerman's going to be the guy that I want to keep. He actually tweeted me in real life as well. He's been watching the series and stuff, but sadly, he might be good as a utility or a backup player. But I think as a rotation player or better, he's a little on the low end of being well-rounded. So we're going to get rid of him. Cashman, of course, will be leaving from the loan. Pollock, for me, is a brilliant one. His physicals are very good. His dribbling, finishing, and first touch are very good. His off the ball is very good. So as a super sub, he will offer a lot in late games. Last 20, 30 minutes, he comes on with that great acceleration and pace. Could cause a lot of problems, has caused a lot of problems. David McMenamin, another centre-back that is good. Decent physicals and decent technicals with good tackling, but his heading is only 8, and his jumping reach is quite good. But I'd rather use him as a rotation player. He's contracted the club for another year anyway, so we'll have him up in the next division. And the same with Affetti. I actually think Affetti is not quite good enough. Again, his technicals just aren't very good in terms of his tackling and whatnot. His physicals are okay, but then again, his balance isn't the greatest either. So I don't mind letting go of him. And Michael Parker is just another one that we're going to let go of. I feel like I can improve on these players. I don't feel like they're good enough. Booty, not good enough either anymore. Just on the lower side of being well-rounded again. And then Joe Hanks, I definitely want to keep in the team. He's just got really cool stats for the right reasons, right? Good corners, good free kicks, good long shots, great mentals. It's just his physicals are a little bit low, so he'll be utilised more as a sub. And then Frayling, he's wanted. He can go. I don't think he's good enough at the level that we're moving up to be involved. Aguis can go. He's just a backup goalkeeper. We didn't use him the whole season. I think he's on a pay-to-play as well, on a non-contract. No, he wasn't. He was on £190 a week, so he's getting paid for nothing. Levy's going to be leaving as well, and that's fine too. We can be able to replace him quite comfortably. Ollie O'Neill is a pretty cool player again. Not the best in terms of technicals and mentals, but very good physicals. But his stamina and strength again is quite low. This kind of O'Neill and Pollock and Whitaker kind of player seems to be like really common. Good physicals and then 3 really good key stats in technicals. So I have no dramas in thinking that we could improve on him. And then David Barker didn't even play the whole season. He was on a non-contract. He's got decent-ish stats, decent mentals. His jumping reach is pretty low. Stamina is very good. His natural fitness is very good. But his passing at 11 is right. But it's just on the low end. So we're basically going to need to improve massively on our rotation players, improve massively on a couple of players in the starting lineup, and go from there, basically. So we learned lessons every season so far, and what I'm going to learn from this season is, first of all, I'm going to go and make sure I can improve my staff immediately. I want to go and get better coaches, better scouts, better physios, and just replace that staffing lineup so that we've got the best possible options in there. But second of all, I want to make sure I don't rush into purchasing any players, and we utilize the released players from the Premier League and Championship clubs to come on board, even if we get them for, just one season, and just help us consolidate in the league so we can grow better. That would be good. And of course, the aim for next season is literally just going to be staying in the league. We've got a massive financial boost because of the cup final at Wembley. We end up picking up probably more than what you would have picked up if you won the league, which is really, really good. But that is where we're at, guys. So that is the kind of roundup of the season. In terms of goals, Asante on 10, Evans on 8, Little on 7. It actually came good for us, and Whitaker on 27. We've got a lot to improve on here. I want to start doing set pieces and routines. I want to make sure, because Hanks is a little bit undervalued, underpowered, 28 years old now as well. I want to make sure for next season we get a midfielder or a defender that has amazing corners and free kicks so that we can utilize them. And then I want to get a couple of defenders that are big with really good jumping and really good heading so that we can try and score as many goals from indirect free kicks as possible. It's going to be a good way to help us stay in the league. But yeah, that's where we're at, guys. So we're going to go and transform this postseason and the start of the new season. And I'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. It was a mental preseason. It took me almost 5 hours to get through the preseason and the end of the last season. We have made some massive changes. I'm really happy with the squad, and we're actually predicted, I'll go through the league table in a second, but we're predicted to finish 11th this season, which is a big showcase of what we did with our team. So just to recap the schedule and the fixtures, we put together obviously a lot of results against the under-23s from the Premier League squads just for gate receipts and such. We took a loss to Brentford, Chelsea and Liverpool. We then beat Spurs and Sheffield United under-23s, drew with Arsenal, and then two easy games to try and get the morale up early on. And we even drew with Reading as well, which was fantastic. We then got 2 0-0 draws to start off with in the league, which is actually very good because Salford and Plymouth are both very good squads in League Two. And we got Bolton next. And then we ended up beating, by some way, Peterborough in the Carabao First Round Cup, or Carabao Cup First Round. 2-0, guys. It wasn't just 2-0. It was an absolute obliteration. 16 shots to their 8, 6 on target to their 1, 2 clear-cut chances to their none, 60% possession to their 40%. We absolutely battered them. And in fact, Salford as well. We were at home against Salford. As I say, it was tough to understand where we'd sit in this league. But even against Salford, look at that: 23 shots, 8 on target, 2 clear-cut chances, no goals, sadly, to their 4 shots, 1 on target, and again, just dominated the game. And then even the game against Plymouth, we got Harrison Sona sent off after 66 minutes, 2 bookings in 2 minutes, and we still didn't lose. So in terms of match stats on that one, we were controlling the game. We were in control of the game until the red card, and then Plymouth came and they started putting shots on goal, but they weren't good enough to get the win. So in the league, 2 clean sheets in a row, 2 points from first 2 games. And then in the cup, brilliant first round win. And then we've got Bolton next. And Bolton, again, just going to be a really difficult game. We've got the leasing.com Trophy South Group B, Arsenal under-23s, Colchester and Solihull Moors. So we should easily qualify out of that. It's obviously only one game against each team. So 2 wins should be plenty. But we already got a draw against Arsenal 23, so I'm quite confident against those. And then I think Solihull and so Colchester in League 1, but Solihull Moors in League 2. So I'm pretty confident we'll be able to get ourselves out of that group. And then obviously we don't have anything else for cups just yet. Let's have a look at the squad, and I want to take you guys through. So first of all, I don't have a homegrown club player. I need 1 more year on Whitaker and 1 more year on Pollock for that to happen, which just means I get 6 subs instead of 7, which is still an improvement on what we had from last season. So I'm not too phased with that. And in terms of the team, you can see we've got a lot of loans in. We managed to get some massive signings for this season. First of all, we got Diego Carter, as far as a goalkeeper goes, he's 19 years old. He's on £550 a week. He is exceptional. In fact, let me show you through the tactics screen so you can see where the key stats are. So Carter there has brilliant agility, concentration. His positioning is brilliant. Reflexes, one-on-ones, and handling are brilliant. Like, this is a truly great goalkeeper. The problem that we have with Carter is that in his contract, he has a minimum fee release clause that he wouldn't remove for domestic clubs in higher division. So anyone from League One or above that wants him, all they have to do is pay 300k and they get him. But he is contracted to us for 2 years. So I'm hoping in 6 months or so's time, especially if we're doing good in the league, we can offer him a new contract, maybe a bit more wages, and maybe remove that minimum fee release clause. We've then got Armstrong at right back. I believe he's on loan. Yeah, he's on loan from Reading. Good physicals, good technicals. You know, Burton and Barton, they just had really bad stamina issues, which is why we're not using them as like go-tos right now. But yeah, Armstrong's very good. We then picked up Waterfall and Rooney, 2 brand new centre-backs. So Waterfall, 33 years old, but 188 centimetres tall. So what's that? It's like 6'2", 6'3", something like that. And although he's not like rapid fast, his heading is brilliant. His marking is very good. His jumping reach, his natural fitness, his strength are all absolutely top tier. For the position that he plays, once again, I mean, look at the key stats. 15 heading, 12 marking, 12 positioning, 11 tackling, 13 strength, 14 jumping, 12 aggression, 13 concentration. Like, his leadership and his determination are brilliant. He really fits the bill. And then Rooney is a young English centre-back with, again, he's got some really bad technical stats, but he is exceptional in the area that we need him. So heading, marking and tackling, very good. Positioning, very good. Pace and jumping, very good. His strength is a little low, but that's the only like negative mark on what is a very, very important defender for us there. And then we've still got Zamora at left back. I like him a lot. Obviously, we had him last season. He was one of our star players last season. He's still in the team. We've then got Evans at right mid. Evans isn't going to be our right mid. Glatzel is going to be. And yes, he is the Liverpool Glatzel, but Evans is filling in because Whittaker is injured right now. So his dribbling is very good. His crossing is good. His first touch is good. His balance, agility, and acceleration are good. His flair is really good for that right mid spot. So Evans is pretty decent for that role, and he's got good corners as well for us. We then got Sona on loan. Absolutely fantastic player. Very well-rounded. Really fits the league well. And Harris as well, which we signed Harris from Fulham's youth academy, not this season, last season. He is brilliant, and again, fits the club very, very well. Very well-rounded and very good. We then got Hill at left mid. So Hill was actually a defender / midfielder. I think, yeah, he's on loan from Aston Villa. Really good physicals, very good mentals, and well-rounded, technicals in the right area. But Hill is not going to be our main left wing, even though he fits the bill very, very well for the position that he's playing. He's not going to be our main left wing. We'll get to who will be in just a second. We've then got Henderson up front as our target man striker. So his strength isn't the best, but his stats in general are very good for it. You know, he's a very well-rounded player, and I think he's going to be a superstar for this season. He could play anywhere up front in any position. And then Glatzel, again, this was just a brilliant pickup. I couldn't believe we got him, and I couldn't believe how cheap we got him for as well. He's only on £900 per week. He's insane with great potential, but much like our goalkeeper, a minimum fee release clause for domestic clubs in a high division of $375,000. So we could lose him pretty much at any point in time, but he is brilliant. And I think as a right midfielder, he's going to be very good with 12 crossing, 13 finishing, 12 long shots, good physicals, great mentals, great technique. Like, he's got true potential. If we can get third successive promotion, which I don't know if we can, but even if we could just build on this squad and get promoted in 2 years instead, we might be able to hang on to some of these star players. When we look at the rest of the squad, we've got Freddie Barton now as a backup right back or right mid. We've got Darren Rye as a backup centre back. He's well-rounded, just on the low side. He's unhappy as well. I know he's actually happy right now, but he has like stamina issues and like his natural fitness is real low, which means he gets very tired very quickly in games. We've got Adam Liddell, who is currently on the bench. He is very good still. We could be using him as a target man as well. He much better is suited to the target man role. But we've got some just good squad depth now with good players. We've got Will Wright, who's contracted to us until the end of this season. I didn't play him much last year, and I kind of regret it. He looks very good. I'm going to give him way more game time this year, hopefully get him happy, and get him on a longer term contract. He could be with us for a couple more years yet. And then we've got Lone Fryer. He's just more of a We didn't have to pay any wages for him because he's from Reading. His physicals are good, his mentals are very good, and his technicals are okay. So as a backup left back or a backup centre mid, he'll be quite useful. We've got this Kosovan, Pajaziti, very, very nice player. Hopefully we can get some game time on him this season, really improve him. Now that we're a professional team, of course, we got much, much better training, although the board was a bit stingy with how they would let me improve coaches. He's got really nice physicals, some really nice technicals, and some really nice mentals in key areas. And then Brad Burton, again, another backup right back or right mid. Pretty good. Again, just not perfect, not ideal for the areas that we need him. But Burton and Barton both have really, really good kind of like utility down that right-hand side. So if Gavin Armstrong is ever tired or injured, if Evans or Gratzel are ever tired or injured, they can slot in just nice. We've then got Emmanuel Samba. Remember him? We signed him on a permanent deal. We loaned him a couple of years ago for a season. He didn't have the greatest time for us, getting 7 goals in 34 games as a left mid/left wing, but he has a really high rating for us. And we managed to sign him on a full-time contract, and then he got injured for like 2 months. So he's brilliant. His physicals are very, very nice. His determination is very good. And then his crossing, dribbling, and first touch are very good. So playing him at left mid, he is going to be our left mid. He is going to be brilliant for us. We've got Terrell Whitaker, who obviously is still our star man. I can't wait to get back in the team. I think Whitaker and Henderson, or Whitaker and Liddell up front, with Glatzel on the right, is going to be fantastic. And then Henderson, we could even play Henderson right wing as well, or left wing, and just play him on that off position. But Whitaker's good for us. And then David McMenamin, another good backup defender. I like the fact that McMenamin can play left, right, or centre. We're quite heavily burdened in everywhere so far. And then last but not least, we've got Matthew Doherty, another absolutely sensational goalkeeper. So if we do lose our current goalkeeper, Doherty is brilliant, 19 years old, doesn't have any stupid contract clauses. He could truly be our goalkeeper for the next 5 to 8 years whilst we push up through championship and stuff. He's got that kind of like potential. So that's where our team is at. Our under-23s has got some players in there: Kellerman, Afete, Aguis, and Pollock. Pollock's in the under-23s because he's just not good enough right now to fit into our main team. I don't want to get rid of Pollock. He just needs under-23s game time and he needs match experience. We might even try and loan him out if we can. Aguis, I want rid of. I don't want him. I don't want his wages on the bill. We signed him last season as a literal like panic because we didn't have any goalkeepers and he was the best that was available. Obviously, we've got much better keepers now. Afete, I'm trying to get rid of again, trying to release that £400 per week. He's okay. We just got much better players now. And then last but not least, Jim Kellerman. He is wanted, which is really, really nice. He's £1,000 or £950 per week, and he's just not good enough. So let me offer him to clubs again, just to see if now that he's wanted, hopefully we can get rid of him, unlock that £1,000 wage budget, and that will be good for us because in terms of finances, we're currently just over on wage budget. If we can get that £1,000 a week, or altogether from all of those, almost £2,000 a week from those 4 players, we'll have some room to sign another couple of one or two big players if we can find the right player. So quite happy with that. Club vision, guys, they want us to make the most of set pieces, which we do. They want us to play counter-attacking football, which we kind of do, but we don't need to, you know. Our team's as good as, or if not better than, a lot of the teams in the league. Work within wage budget, we're doing just fine. Then they just want me to be competitive in the cups. So we already won in the first round of the Carabao Cup, so they're obviously delighted with that. FA Cup and leasing trophy to be competitive should be not a problem, and then fight bravely against relegation. The fact that we were predicted to finish 11th, I'm very, very confident that we can fight bravely against relegation. If we go and have a look, guys, at the Sky Bet League 2 season preview, we came in. They predict we were at 11-1 initially, and that was 11th. We're now at 12-1, but still, the fact that they expect so good of us this season to be in that middle to upper table is nuts. You know, it shows that we've got genuine potential to do good in the league this season. You know, last season when we finished second, we were predicted to finish mid-table as well, and we had an outrageous season. So there's chance. You know, we've got a good team together. As long as the team can gel well and stay clear of injuries, and I can keep the match sharpness up on everybody, we've got a really, really good squad of players, and I'm really happy with it. So in terms of other transfers, guys, we did lose a few favourites. So Frayling we sold for 15,000. he went. He's not bad. He was just another player that was like £1,000 a week that I wanted to get off the wages. Barker went to Rochdale. We signed him as well as an emergency left back. He never ended up playing for us, so that was fine. Barnes went to Norwich. That was our goalkeeper. I also offloaded him for free just to get his wages off the wage bill. And Booty ended up going as well. Again, Booty's okay. He's just not good enough now. You know, he's good for the Vanarama leagues, but not for League 2 now. Afete obviously is on loan to Dagenham and Redbridge. Maybe he bangs. Maybe they want to buy him. I don't know, but I'm not really interested in bringing him back to the club. And then Asante, we got rid of. You know, he was on £600 per week. Yeah, sure, his determination and work rate are great. His physicals are brilliant. His technicals and mentals outside of that, though, are just nowhere near the level we need them to be at in this league. So we end up getting rid of him, getting his wages off as well. We brought in Doherty, Carter, Samba, Rooney, Glatzel, and Pajaziti. And then in terms of loans, we brought on Hill, Armstrong, Fryatt, Henderson, and Sona, and then Waterfall on a free transfer. I missed out on some really, really good cards as well, some really, really good players that went to other clubs. There was one, can't remember, he went to a really low, he chose, I can't remember his name now. He chose to go to a Vanarama South team. He took less than what I offered him. I don't know if we can even see what we offered. But released players, we released O'Neill, which is a tough one. But again, his stamina is bad, his strength is bad. Like, he's just not that great. We released Michael Parker. We just didn't need him. Bit of a waste. And we released Joe Hanks, who is actually not a terrible player, but at 28, he's never getting better than he is now. And what he's at now just isn't good enough. I don't know if I can see. The players that we missed out on. He's not bad as an 18-year-old. His passing is just terrible. That's too bad. His physicals, natural fitness, jumping reach are good. Agility and acceleration are okay, but his stamina and strength aren't good enough. Other than that, he's not bad either. He's not very good. Good physicals, but nothing else. We already have a good goalkeeper. He's pretty terrible. Joe Nightingale. That's interesting. 16 dribbling, good physicals, good technique. He's not bad. Currently operating at Sky Bet League 2 level. How old is he? 20. Let me offer him a trial. Let's see if we can bring him in. Don't want him. His passing's 14. Let's offer him a trial. He looks pretty good as well. I don't want him. My scouts are doing brilliant drops. Oh my God. Jaden Campbell on loan list. If we could get him on loan for the rest of the season, that would be good. Wait, Reading actually want a loan contribution? Jesus. I thought I was supposed to get no loan contribution because Reading are my feeder club or whatever. Townsend not interested in. Connor Lawless. So he's on loan as well, or he would be a loan for us. Anito Lopez, not interested in him. Josh Hewitt. This is Reading, all the Reading players. That's a goalkeeper, not interested in. Osorio, not interested in. Zenhu, not bad, but not interested in. Robertson, not interested. I'm not really interested in the loans. I kind of want more the free transfers that have very unique stats. I want to come in contracted to Alawa. Not interested in that. Yeah, I want to go and find that. I don't know how to find the players that went to other clubs. Tejek, it wasn't. Taylor Richards, it wasn't. He's available on a free transfer though. That's not a bad player. Tom Dinsmore, also available on a free transfer. Jesus, he's really not bad. His jumping reach isn't good. And then Dion McGee. Again, not bad. I feel like our squad's good anyway. I don't really need depth. If I'm going to sign someone, it's going to have to be an exceptional player. I'm going to go to the Bolton game, guys, and I'm going to go and find that player that we was looking at, and I will be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. We're one day away from the Bolton game now. I can't get rid of Kellerman. I got drawn against Gillingham in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, they're actually currently in a championship, which is quite crazy. So that's going to be a really tough game. But at least we're at home, which should be good for us. And the player in question was David Donnellan. This guy is insane. He's 19 years old. Ridiculous physicals already. 12 pace and stam, 12 agility, 17 natural fitness, 13 work rate, 12 teamwork. His flair is very good. 14 first touch and free kicks, 12 passing, 17 technique. He is a quality player. I offered him like £450 per week or something like that. He accepted in the Vanarama South £180 a week instead of coming to me. And I didn't give him like prospect or anything like that. It was like first team player. So I'm gutted we lost out on him. He's only valued at 15k. Maybe we'll be able to pick him up again. But I think in 2 or 3 years' time, he's going to be like a brilliant player for League 2, League 1 level. Well, Lidl's now injured. I'm getting so many injuries at the moment, guys. We're already had more injuries this season than we had last season, basically, which is really sad. So we are going to need a much bigger squad this season. So we've got Bolton now, guys. They're currently 12th. And I'm hoping that we can carry on some really good form, I suppose. And even like, it would be nice to get our first goal in the league, because although we've had 2 clean sheets, we've also not scored in the league yet. So it'd be nice to get our first goal. But obviously, we've now got 2 of our first team strikers out injured and our first team left wing out injured as well. So it's not looking very good in that regard. Samba and Whitaker still a bit out. Yeah, Liddell as well, now injured. So stamina and fitness is quite good for the team. Henderson, who is one of our star players, doesn't have the greatest. Yeah, his natural fitness is 8, and it shows. He's always quite tired by the end of the game. But I don't have strikers to sub him in for, and I don't have the ability to start other strikers and use him as a super sub. But we're still playing the 4-4-2, so I'm going to have to take Burton off as a sub, and then we just run 6 subs instead of 7 for not having the homegrown player, which is absolutely fine. We're up against a 4-3-3. Wow, they've actually got like 3 strikers. That's pretty interesting. Let's give them we've got nothing to lose here kind of setup. So away from home to Bolton. As I say, I don't expect necessarily to win this kind of game. I don't really expect to win any kind of game. I really just want to stay clear of relegation. But since the press seem to think that I'll be doing a lot better than that, we're going to have to pick up the 3 points as and where we can. So let's get creative. 15 minutes in, here we are again. I don't think we've lost in the black kit now for 4 years, which is good. Here's Harris driving to the edge of the box, find Gratzel into Evans. Evans shoots, and Evans scores our first goal in the brand new League 2 season, or in League 2 anyway. Of course, we scored against Colchester, and look at that, after 15 minutes, we are in control again. I genuinely might have built an absolute powerhouse team for League 2. We could very well be the best team by some distance, other than the new relegated teams, and the top 3 get automatically promoted from this league as well, which is really nice. And it was, again, Evans. Evans has had a brilliant season for us so far, and he doesn't have the greatest physicals, but in terms of his technicals and mentals, he's in top spot. Here is Henderson into Armstrong, the loanee. Armstrong to Sona, another loanee. There's Gratzel. He's offside, and that would have been another goal there, but Gratzel scoring, it sadly doesn't count. Look at that. We haven't created the most chances, but we have controlled possession. Total fouls 11. I get a lot of fouls against us. We haven't got a yellow card here. I might have to just tell them to just lay off the challenges a little bit, because we don't need to be. I don't know why they got so aggressive. I don't know where it came from. I didn't really ask for it. But here we go again. A long throw coming in from Zemura. He throws it deep. Riley clears it, and now we're going to get countered. The 3-man attack, the 3-pronged strikers. It's Semerat Zidis, and he's put it wide. Very nice indeed. I'm glad that went wide. And from the goal kick, we're playing it short. Here is Waterfall to Armstrong. Plays that down right to Evans again. Again, Evans just playing brilliantly. He's got a couple of men in front of him. Harris picks up the loose ball. He's got Gratzel there. There is Gratzel. Surely, oh, that's a lovely goal. And that's his 3rd goal of the season for us. And Paul Glatzel scores again. And we're 2-0 up away from home to Bolton. That is a fantastic start. Let's get Kieran Evans off because of his stamina. Let's bring Barton on. Let's bring in Pajaziti as well. Really want to bring. I want to make sure we get a good amount of playing time for all of the players, even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes here or there. We've got another goal kick short. Carter into Rooney. Rooney plays it deep, straight into the midfield. That's a really bad ball. They got Pet here on the ball. Pet goes right to Whalley. There's Griffiths there at the far post, and that's a good save from Carter. I'd be shocked if we don't have the best goalkeeper in the league. I'd be absolutely shocked. So 20 minutes to go now. We've got little stamina issues on Hill, but I think we're going to keep Hill in. Oh, let me watch this this free kick from Barton go in first. He whips it to the far post. It's going to fall to Rooney. Rooney trips himself over, and now we're in trouble. This is like a 6-on-1 counter-attack. They've got 5 men. Oh, Stuart's been greedy, and he's had a shot. He didn't need to. Let's bring in Will Wright. I know he's unhappy in the club at the moment, but I want to get him happy. I want to get him back on. Let's go a little bit cautious for the rest of the game. Start putting in the time wasting and reduce the pace of the game for the next 10 minutes. We can see out this very first win in the league. I'd be very, very happy. And now that we're 5 minutes away, let's time waste even more. Bring down that tempo again. And bring down the passing again. Try and hold that possession. 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. And we're into extra time. And that is a fantastic victory, guys. Without even our full-strength squad, away from home to Bolton. Evans and Glatzel with great goals. Only 1 booking, but look at that, 20 fouls. We need to sort that out. We've probably got a few aggressive players in the team. That was fantastic from the boys. So very well done there. We've got Mansfield at home in 4 days' time. We get our first win on the board. And hopefully the start of a very good season. So we're going to go and play through now the next like 10 or 15 games. I'll be back. Hopefully not too much has changed in terms of the team. Hopefully we'll just a recap on the results for the next few games. But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to do a like, rate, and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.